Hey, good evening. Well, here we are dealing with another episode of the Life Certificate, which if you're planning on coming to the Philippines, you need to be aware of how this works. And if you do find out how it works, perhaps you can let me know because it seems a mystery to me. Every year they will send you a letter which contains in it a required response with the correct envelope, which you must also use. Can't use your own envelope, and you fill in. Basically, they want to know if you're alive, so you fill in a few little details like by saying really that essentially that nothing has changed as long as you haven't had a divorce or had another child or done something like that. Nothing's changed. Then you simply say nothing's changed. You send off the letter. Now, here's the strange thing. How long have we had email? And most places now will accept an email response to almost anything. In the case of the UK Pensions Department, they require you to send a letter by snail mail, so you have to send that by the postal service. Now, in a great country like the US, the postal service there is not doing so well. So you can imagine what it's doing, how it's doing in what is generally accepted as being a third world country. Well, maybe it's a second world country, but the Philippines doesn't have a great, quick, speedy, efficient postal service. So you get the letter, you fill in the form and you send it back again, and as long as they receive it within 6 weeks, then it's okay. They take it that you're alive. Now, if they don't get it for any reason, it's an automatic stop on your pension. Now, if you're depending on that, that can be a real problem because it's no different here in many ways to it is in the UK or in the US or any of the first world countries that you may need to have that and you're lasting out until the arrival of that particular pension. And so it's very inconvenient. And then it requires another month or so before you will have it reinstated. Now, it's not really any consolation that they reinstate it with the payment that they've missed because of the lack, in their case, in their estimation, of the life certificate. It's not you get the full thing. So supposing they miss a month and then reinstate it by the next month, if you're lucky, you will get 2 months payment. But unless you're in a position where you can do without that entire payment for a month, then it really can cause hardship. So it's happened again. This is now the third or possibly the fourth time. And the last time that they stopped my pension from the UK, it was because they said they had not received the life certificate. So they sent me another request for a life certificate. Meantime, they reinstated my pension because they wrote to me and said, sorry, we've received your life certificate. But in the mail was already another request for a life certificate. So I wrote to them and said, is there any point in me sending in this other life certificate since you have already said that you have the life certificate as arranged? Well, bureaucracy being what it is, they said, no, we still need you to send in that second request for a life certificate. So 2 life certificates. unfortunately, it didn't make me more than twice alive. It only added to the confusion. I had to send that in. Did they get that in time? That became another point. So this is something that you really need to be ready for. Now, if you're doing pretty good and you're not building some expensive projects like Beth and I are, then probably you will have enough money in the bank that you'll be able to say, oh well, just like saving a month's pension, no problem. But for us, we depend on that second pension coming. I have a small pension from the US and a small pension from the UK, and put them both together, separated into 2 separate weeks in the month, then it works out okay. Not a lavish lifestyle, but we can live modestly, and we're not really bothered financially by that. We're okay, we're self-supporting. But when one of those pensions, the smaller one in the case of the UK, when one of them doesn't come, then it's just a hassle. And of course, dealing with bureaucracy is never a great fun thing, is it? Even though I have to admit that when you actually speak to someone in the UK, it is fairly easy, and it's not one of those where you hold on and hold on and hold on and hold on, and then somebody comes on the line, and just when you've explained the whole problem, they say to you, I know exactly what to do, and I will have this done in a moment. Just hold the line. No, please, no, don't click. And you've lost them. Meantime, as you wait and wait and wait, you hear the other click, which means that the credit that you bought, called in the Philippines, they call it load. So you're loaded, but you're not loaded enough, so it inevitably dies. So the phone dies. Now you've got to go through the entire whole process all over again. So we're now in the point where we've now emailed them, I think, 3 times saying, please, what is happening to my pension? For those of you who think that this is money that pensioners are given, they're not given. People at my age and even less have worked a whole life to be able to have that pension, so-called. So now we're back to making do without that pension, which is messing up my plans for having the garage done on the house. It's just very inconvenient. I guess a miracle could always happen, and it might be there tomorrow, but I've been going down on my motorcycle because it's cheaper, down to Taliban or Atafi and look at the ATM. I worship at the great God ATM, to no avail. Maybe tomorrow will be better. Now, you really need to understand that I do everything overkill when it comes to the life certificate. So when I get the letter, I fill it out very quickly and send it back again. And when the letter is there with the stamp on it on the desk in the little post office in Taliban, I get my phone and I take a photograph of that letter with the stamp ready to go and my little receipt, and I photograph that and I send it in an email to show that, hey, it may take 6 weeks or more, but I actually sent it off today, thinking that that would have anybody with a pulse making the correct decision on my pension. Sadly, I am always an incurable optimist, although as far as that goes, the cure is almost on the way. I look forward to talking to you again. Please like, comment, subscribe. It always helps if you can possibly make a comment or certainly subscribe so that you can be notified of when our videos are posted, and sharing is even better because this is information that anybody who is going to be coming out here may need and find very useful. Bye for now.